Welcome back to the channel, folks. This road is taking us back here to the beautiful Irving Convention Center. There's still some people down there cosplaying and getting some late autographs, but we're here for one thing only. We're back for Texas Frightmare Weekend 2025.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
What you see is the Irving Convention Center, and right behind that Irving Convention Center digital board is the Horror Hot Rod Show. There's cars back there that are cosplaying, and we're gonna go take a look. And there will be a winner later on in the day, so hopefully we'll find out who that is and I can let you know, but let's go take a look. This one here is called Cobra Chicken. See a chicken hood ornament right there. A little Pabst Blue Ribbon. And it's also the cheapest hooker in town. Check out the inside. It's got that chain steering wheel. You see my reflection, but little skeletal bird as well. It's really cool. Check out the backside of it. That's really cool. Look at that. Attention to detail, folks. Open your eyes and you never know what you're gonna see. And this one, double tap services. Look who's driving. A couple malnourished individuals. I like the inside. Oh wow, look at that steering wheel. It's like a bike wheel. And here's what's on the side of the truck. This is what you can get for some zombie removal. Doesn't come cheap these days. And again, I always like the back sides. Looks like a chicken skeleton right there. How about this Jeep? Look at those headlights. I like the hood. There's some sort of book. I don't know if it's the Book of the Dead or what, but that's the theme of this year's Frightmare. There's a lot of Evil Dead actors here from the movies. But look who's inside. There's a closer look of the hood ornament. And here's what we have inside. Little Elvira theme. Another malnourished individual. Attention to detail. Awesome job. Here's the back side of the Jeep. I love it. Right there. And then we have that. There's one of my personal favorites. Now, if you don't recognize this vehicle, I mean, the license plate gives it away. Famous car from the movie. Really good replica, and it's shiny. Unfortunately, Ash is not inside. See if the backside says. Well, look at that. Apparently Ash is a fan of the Detroit Tigers. Next to the Ashmobile, we have a little Ghostbusters truck. Oh, the North Texas Ghostbusters. Okay. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No job is too big, no fee is too big. Right behind this ride, we have another Ghostbusters theme. They all seem to be connected. Now, I don't know if it's the same person entering 3 vehicles in the contest. If so, is that fair? I don't know. I am not the judge. But there can be only one winner. Which one is yours? Now, if it was up to me, my personal pick as the one that stands out the most amongst these vehicles, I'm a little biased, and it may seem plain and ordinary, but I love the Evil Dead car. That one right over there. That is my favorite. I mean, almost an exact replica from what I can see. Besides the Detroit, I don't know if the vehicle in the movie had a Detroit Tigers bumper sticker, but that aside, that's my favorite. So hopefully I'll find out who the winner is later, and I'll be able to let you guys know. So what are we waiting for? We're gonna head inside the Irving Convention Center. See what shenanigans are going on. So we have your cast of characters. You never know who you'll run into here at Frightmare Weekend. I mean, we have clowns, we have people in lab coats, we have Michael Myers, we have a few Jasons, Art the Clown. If you're a Terrifier fan, we have some Ash from Evil Dead right over there in that blue shirt. Yep, sure we'll see a lot of characters here today. Inside the convention level, this is where all the vendors are, all the guests. We have Kane Hodder over there. He played Jason several times, several Friday the 13th movies. And I'm getting a strong whiff of, Liz, what are those peanuts called? I'm smelling them. Oh, some cinnamon glazed almonds. But look at this crowd. And to me, it's not really busy yet. Everyone's still trickling in. One thing I like about these vendors, you see stuff that you may not see really anywhere else. A lot of interesting lunch boxes, dolls, Blu-ray movies. One of my favorite booths to come to every year is right here, Trick or Treat Studios. They have some cool stuff. I like this one here. We got the Lost Boys. Look at that. Some Gremlins. And what's this from? Too Late, Ghostbusters, Evil Dead. There's, whoa. I almost got attacked. There's Dark Hour Haunted House. That's a local haunt here in the North Texas area. Specifically, it's in Plano. Been there a few times. One of the best haunts I've ever been to. They always have people from the haunt decked out like that guy. Wow. Yep, that guy is here. Love that. You're gonna see to my left, we have some of the guests right here. It's Rosanna Arquette. You're gonna see next to her in the green, that's Griffin Dunn, American Werewolf in London. And next to Griffin Dunn, I don't know if you can see him, Dave.
Rebecca Coward to the help desk, please. Rebecca Coward to the help desk.
Before I was so rudely interrupted, there's David Naughton, also American Werewolf in London. You got the cast from Reanimator over there too. Check out that backpack. How cool is this? Oh, here's another one. Oh man, that is so badass. This is the Silver Scream Halloween booth. Now you can tell what they're selling here, a bunch of masks, which are super cool. See some killer clowns from outer space. I see Alice Cooper up there. See Beetlejuice, Pennywise. That's cool. Elizabeth just pointed this one out. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I didn't even see him up there. That's really cool. Look at all those. All killer clowns. And then, not sure who the rest are. I think you see a member of KISS as well. These are kind of cool. Sit them on your shoulder. Ghoulish Buddies. Check it out down here. Well, there's Art the Clown. If you're a fan of Terrifier. And down below, you should know this guy. Billy the Puppet from Saw. Now these are cool. There's a Child's Play 3. I really like the Pennywise and the Annabelle. Look at that. They also have blankets. I personally have a blanket, not from this vendor. I have a Creepshow blanket at home, which is really cool. I'm really digging the that one down there, that Friday the 13th one. If you come here without a shirt, don't worry, they got you covered. Look at all those. And up there, if you buy 9, you get 1 free. They have a lot of good shirt vendors here, but this one's probably the best and the biggest and all licensed. These, yep, these are all Legos, my friend. Her name is Crystal Star. Look at that. That is cool. You did all this?
I did.
And wow. And she did that right there. WrestleMania. It's Crystal Star right there. Wow.
For each one of them?
That's her. That is.
And we do commission pieces too. We're about to do a 10 poster series. So we're working on Big Trouble Little China next, and then 1984.
Wow.
So yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive. Yeah. We have Spotted and Ewok. All these beautiful pieces of art. There's another Ewok. This is the Drink with the Living Dead booth. They're here every year. They always have some great pint glasses on display that you can buy here as well. You'll see some of them here in these shots. It's all Michael Myers. He's Dracula. Good, how are you? It's all The Thing. You see all these people to my right. They are in line for Bruce Campbell, who's straight ahead, middle of your screen. He's always a big draw here at Frightmare. Look at that. They're even selling football jerseys and sports helmets.
But I dodged it.
Check it out. Best football team. Right there, the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals helmets on display at Frightmare Weekend.
Nope. Yeah.
Well, look at these two.
It's really fun.
Little Mystery Science Theater 3000 representing, and the Grim Reaper, I'm assuming. They are now friends. American Horror Story. Oh, it's Art the Clown. Terrifier 3. Ready to fight. I think he just flipped someone off. There he is. Yep. That's the Art the Clown we know. Love him, man. There's some skeletons right there, and it looks like this guy's selling horror-themed tumblers. We got a lot of t-shirt vendors, so there's no excuse why you are not here with a horror t-shirt on.
Pretty much everything, yeah. And then
I think these are, yeah, these are banners. Whoa.
Attention everyone, if you have virtual
Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf.
1735.
There's that Mystery Science 3000 guy. Awesome. Oh, look at this.
Over to the table now. That's dead meat.
From Alien? Oh, wow. That is great. Good job.
Thank you.
I mean, if you live in Texas and you have a horror convention here in Texas, this is kind of a given. There's always going to be Texas Chainsaw guests and a booth. I mean, like I said, it's not Texas unless you have a Leatherface and some people from the Chainsaw Massacre movies here at the convention. And of course, making her grand appearance, I don't know what that was, there's Grandma. Right along this wall here, you're going to have the cast of Reanimator. I plan on meeting Barbara Crampton right there at some point. Looks like she has a pretty big line though. These are cool. Look at that. Hey Liz, what do you think these are? Oh, they talk, I think. Do they? I don't know. I don't know if they do anything. I think they're just for show. Interesting.
Want a picture?
Everyone's really happy to get their pictures here. As they should. They put a lot of work into their cosplay outfits. You know who that guy is. If you don't, he's from The Strangers. Killer clowns from outer space. All the little kids love them. See? Oh, I came across these clocks. I really like these. These are so cool. I think my favorite one, I don't know, it's a tie between these two right there. This would definitely look good in our house. If tattoos are your thing, this is the place to come to. But good luck. That guy's usually booked up all weekend. One of my favorite characters, Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine. Love it. We got some more people along the back wall. Right over there from the Evil Dead movies. Some people over there from the Terrifier movies. From DWNProductions.net. This is cool. All those cool masks. Is it Little Bo Peep? Yep. What happened to your eyes?
The sheep took them.
Oh, of course they're on there. Very nice. Attention to detail. Little Five Nights at Freddy's right there. Good movie. Great game as well. Over here we have the cast from the movie Abigail. Came out in 2024. Awesome vampire movie. Mark Duplass is over there. Devin Sawa. Kevin Durand. Over here, some more cast of the original Evil Dead. Very nice, very nice. Now this guy, he's an old classic Wolfman in a Ghostbuster outfit. There's a couple interesting characters. Very creative. There's just something about the Irving Convention Center. Hey, it's Howie Mandel from Little Monsters right there. But anyway, before I was distracted, there's something about the Irving Convention Center at night when it glows red for Texas Frightmare weekend. We are up here on level 3. This is where the 80s horror prom theme is taking place. People are still trickling in, making their way inside the ballroom here to my left. Right here. Hasn't really kicked into gear yet, but it's going to happen. And it's going to happen sooner than later. Whoa. Right over there, so you can go get your prom pictures. There's going to be a costume contest too a little later, so stay tuned. And this is what we're up here for. 80s horror prom. And tomorrow night is karaoke. As you can see, everyone here is dressed to the nines. For those of you who never went to your high school prom, this is your chance right now. For those of you that have, welcome back. It's going to be a fun night. Look at that, our first run-in with the Babadook. Very nice. Headless Freddy, look at that. And I think you have something on the back. Yep, there it is. That is impressive, sir. Classic Universal monsters. The Bride and the Monster. Hello there. That, my friends, is a real cat. It's got a little top hat on. And some Art the Clown sunglasses. That is beyond cute. Look at him. Oh, look at his hat. That's cool.
Jack, come on. You're hurting my feelings. Hi, Jack.
That's
Hi,
well
Jack.
done. Very well done. I love that.
Thank you.
This is inside of one of the ballrooms. This is where they have the guest panels and a lot of the screenings. See, everyone's filing in for the American Werewolf in London panel. Should be a good one.
Effects that have stood the test of time, but it's your performance too. So talk about kind of blending the performance with the challenges of the effects.
We did the entire film, wrapped everything, and just had the transformation to shoot at the end. So it was really a case of saving the hardest for me for the for the end of the film. As I said, we've done everything, and I didn't know. I had done the preliminary makeup, and the preliminary was back in LA in Rick's shop where we had to do molds of my face like 5 times, different expressions. And this was this fast, quick drying cement. It's like an alginate was the name of it, I think is what he was using. Which, if you've ever had molds of your teeth done, it's a similar process, only we're doing different parts of your body. So I started with my arms, and you're in this vat of stuff, and you're trying to pull your arm out as it's drying. And then my legs I had to do as well, which, again, was like, hey, we can do this. But then when it came time for the head stuff, that's the real test of, you kind of go, now how do you spell claustrophobia? Because you are in it, it's drying, you can't hear, they're checking with you. I said, Rick, have you guys done this before? I go, we did it once. So they were kind of new attitude. So I kind of knew what that was like in the preliminary part of it, but the actual application of the makeup, once we got into we were using the Twickenham studios. Many of the locations we used were practical places, but we were back on the stage for this stuff, and we're in the makeup, and it just was never ending. My call would be like 5 a.m., which is me and Rick, and a couple of his assistants, and around 2 in the afternoon, we go, well, I think he's ready to take the first shot. So it was just sort of the, I couldn't believe it was taking as long as it was taking to get ready. And we go out and shoot, and John Landis, who's very fast, he'll do take one, and if he likes it, he's happy with it. So I'd come out with this makeup, and we do 10 minutes, and he goes, good, got it. And we would go, wait a minute. So this took 10 hours, 3 months to make, and then 10 to apply, and it's like, we got to shoot. And John would go, well, what else does it do? Well, that's about it. It's only in this particular stage. So they would argue back and forth, like, can't you shoot longer? And John would go, no, I got what I need. And then finally I'd go, yeah, I think I'm done. No one's asking you. So then, I'd go, and they'd take it off for an hour or so and come back the next day. So that was a 5-day, 10-hour-a-day transformation thing. There was parts where I'm in the floor, we're halfway through it, and now there's this giant appendage, that's, that glued to me from here, and I'm basically, this is all of me that you see, and the rest is this appendage, which, it's pretty primitive. I mean, my legs were being used and operated by little, holes in the floor with, metal rods, that they were basically a guy underneath doing the metal rods while I'm reacting to my legs moving. So it wasn't exactly high tech, but this is practical makeup, and it worked. So that's what we were kind of hoping for. Is like, when do you see this cut together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, again, all your kind of sacrifice and time has stood the test of time all these years later. So And you mentioned the kind of delicacy of the effects. Griffin, there's a story, I was wondering if you could corroborate about one of the first, it's when Jack is killed by the first werewolf, and I heard you went a little too hard with the wolf's head, and Rick got mad at you. What's the story?
Yeah, there was, I'm being eaten to death by a wolf, and really what it is a guy in a wolf suit on his stomach with a wheelbarrow pushing the wolf's mask into my face. So, you know, it required a lot of acting. And a lot of people really find it a real terror. And so, you know, I realistically grabbed this thing and I guess some fur came out. And Rick got upset, and I went, well, you know, hey, I'm being killed. There's no, you know, light way to do this. So, you know, it was where our two professions came into conflict.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but, you know, there's no light way to die. No.
Yeah, and there was apparently a backup head, and Rick Baker's quoted as saying, I used the backup head to beat the crap out of Griffin. Is that true?
That's where he's exaggerating.
Yeah. Thank you for corroborating that. Somebody needs to update that. Yeah, so swing by and say hi, but we gotta get everybody out of here. Next up is the 40th anniversary of Reanimator, so stick around for that. And give another round of applause. We're gonna do a photo, so go crazy in the back.
Art the Clown. And if you're a fan of the movie Thanksgiving, that's John Carver on the left. Of course, Thanksgiving is directed by Eli Roth, who we met last year here. Art's looking right at us, folks. These are really cool. There's a vendor here who does shadow boxes. Oh, I like that Goonies one. Some Creep Show. Terrifier.
How you doing?
This is one of my favorites, the Creep Show shadow box. We got someone else out here, the Dark Hour booth, which I say, one of the best haunted houses I've ever been to. It's in Plano. Well, folks, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed another edition of Texas Frightmare Weekend, the 2025 edition. We had a wonderful time here, as usual. We'll do it again next year. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you haven't, book your tickets next year. It's a fun convention. A lot of good guests, a lot of good screenings, a lot of good panels. We had a blast. Elizabeth, you had a blast as usual? Yes. She said yes. Thumbs up from her. So that's a wrap. This is Texas Frightmare Weekend. We'll see you down the road.